Hey guys, welcome to the video. In this video guys, we are going to talk about what really is to be a Christian. A true Christian, a Christian who's a practitioner of the Jesus Christ teachings, of a Christian who obeys the Bible, a Christian who do the sacrifice that's mandatory and helps others in need. So being a true Christian guys, majority of people, even majority of people who say they are Christians, they really ain't. Being a true Christian, and of course I don't know if majority, but what I see is that being a Christian is letting your ego go. You have to leave your ego aside, guys. Like, you have your own morals, you have your own ego wanting to be someone in life, having like honor and pride. And what you need to understand that Jesus came with certain commandments that needed to be obeyed. So if Jesus states that if someone slap you, show you the other your other face, your side of other cheek. I mean, that's a teaching of don't take revenge, don't promote violence. And majority of people, including me, I think I need to improve on that area, will just be, oh, I got attacked, I had to defend my honor, so I'm gonna fight. And Jesus teach you to not do that. Another thing, Jesus teaches that divorce isn't real. If your partner hadn't committed adultery and you divorce that person, you're not really divorced. You are just separating yourself. And once you have another relationship with another woman, you are committing a sin. You are committing adultery. So again, it goes away from what you want. This is what you want. This is what you want to do. Whatever you feel like is the best, but the teachings go always against what you want, what you think is the best. And that's not only here. For example, celibacy, you shouldn't have no sexual relationships aside from marriage, and you should only have married once you are married, you only have sex with one person for the rest of your life. And you definitely shouldn't masturbate. Again, is another thing that you sometimes feel like, oh, I just feel like it, whatever. No, it's very clear that you should not do that. That's a sin. And the same goes to drugs, same goes to going to parties and get like drunk. Getting drunk, one thing is drinking, and that's not a sin, but getting drunk, it is a sin, because it will make you sin for the flesh. So you have to understand that you have to put your ego aside. We all have these personas of, oh, I want to be the hero, I want to be the anti-hero, like that badass who comes and like do the most cool appearances and just is a badass, like really tough. But that's not at all what Jesus told us to do. Jesus didn't told us to do that at all, guys. So that's what you need to understand. What you think is cool, what you think is nice and fresh, is probably a sin. And Jesus came to tell us what you should do and how you should behave. And understand that you're not in first place. God is in first place, you are in second place. Or even in third. You are in the last place. Jesus even said that the ones who go into heaven will be the ones who put themselves in the last place. And meaning that you should serve others and then focus on you. And another thing, Jesus said that you can only follow one God, even God or riches. And he said then that a camel will easily go through a needle of the space than a rich person go to heaven. So another thing, you should want to be, oh, I want to be rich, I want to have these classic cars, fast and furious cars, and big mansions, and a lot of women. This is all sins, guys. This is all sins. And again, is your ego. Our human natural behavior, especially in this society, is to conquer, have a lot of property, be successful, be high on status, like gladiator or a king, and having a lot of women, a lot of variety, and that's desires that you have on the flesh. And Jesus came and told us that no, that's you should do exactly the opposite. You should serve others. You should not try to be rich. Rich people are very unlikely to go to heaven. Uh, you should not have casual relationships. Uh, you shouldn't have like go to the for the pleasure. You shouldn't pursue pleasures like the flesh and drugs and all that. And it's very clear that if you want to be a good Christian, guys, you have to go the opposite. And now you guys, even the apostles, when Jesus said that about the should always spend your whole time with one woman, even the apostles said, oh, then it's better not to have any relationship. And Jesus said, those who there are some people who go for God and have one woman and marry, and there are some people who only focus on God's wishes and go celibate. Those who understand, and is a meaning of these are the rules, and there's always a true meaning behind it. Maybe we don't understand because we are just humans, and some humans understand. But what I want to say is that you may think, oh, this is so bad, this is the worst, but the reality is the benefits and the reward that God gave us is unique and very grateful. I can say for myself, guys. Look at me. I used to smoke a lot. Like I never wanted to be sober. I drink like heavy. I used to have casual sex, disgusting. Like I feel disgusted now, but because I repented and it was. I used to masturbate like everyone else. I used to be an average. What was my characteristics? I had fluffy face, like fatty face. I have a kid's voice. I was like depressive. I have a lot of anxiety, no capacity to handle frustration, a lot of doubts, a lot of low self-esteem, and I was thin. I was thin, even working out, and with a fatty face. No real thick beard as now, and my voice was very childish. And just from this journey that I started doing, the 93 semen retention days, getting back and getting more closer to God, stop drinking. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't eat processed sugars, I don't eat processed food unless I don't know it is processed food. Sometimes happen, but usually I don't eat it, especially if I know I don't eat it. And I don't eat gluten. And like, look at me, strong, masculine, very muscular, deep beard, deep voice. Life, I feel like, well, I feel excited about life. And the more I get close to God and Christ, the more I feel like this is my purpose. I'm preaching, and your life gets better and better and better. You become more of a man, more an adult man, and that's being Christian. You think there's no advantage of putting aside pleasures of life, but the reality is that pleasures of life are devil's pleasures, and that's only make you be weak and not grow up. That's why Jesus says all the time that the adults, the grown adults, and the children of the devil, it's not about age, it's about you putting that discipline and hard work and letting aside all the pleasures of the flesh, carnal and desires and drugs, alcohol, food, all that, and you will become a better version, like a way better person and spiritually, mentally. And that's only happen if you obey to God and let God guide you. So that's being a Christian. That's being a real Christian. The real Christian is not someone who goes on Sundays to church and then go back and masturbate and then gonna eat fast food and processed food and sugars, and then the day is not going well and pick a bottle of alcohol and get drunk. That's not a Christian, guys. And a lot of people use excuses. Saying like, oh yeah, I just had a bad day. No, it's very clear in the Bible you should not get drunk, so don't get drunk. It's clear in the Bible you should not get um, addicted to nothing. So you getting addicted to fast foods and sugars is you getting addicted. Same goes to smokes, and it's very clear you should not release your energy. You should not masturbate. You should not have casual sex. So don't do it, and you'll be rewarded for that. Another thing I want to say is about the feminism. Feminists, like, and this I should even say in another video, but I just want to say that I should do a different video about this. But this is the message. That's how you should be a Christian. This is being a Christian. Being a Christian is reading the Bible, is praying, is being closer to God, obeying God, obeying Christ's teachings, and not fading away and making excuses as changing when I don't like it. Because you will not be rewarded for that. You don't even know where you're going to end up in your end of your life with that attitude. So really think about it and change. Be your best self and be close to God. Because that's what God wants, a hard-working man. Faithful for Him, loyal, and doing what He wants. That's it, guys.